Dear friends, sometimes the smallest details hide the greatest secrets. And sometimes what seems like an ordinary morning can carry the key to a much longer and healthier life. I want you to imagine for a moment that the way you spend the very first 5 minutes after waking up could silently decide whether you will live strong and independent until 85 or even 105. It sounds almost unbelievable, yet modern science keeps proving that these tiny morning choices accumulate and shape our future health in ways that are both mysterious and powerful. I am not speaking about miracles or dramatic overnight cures. I am speaking about subtle actions that anyone can do regardless of age or background. The way you move in those first minutes, the first thing you drink when you open your eyes, the timing of the first bite of food you place in your mouth. All these details may appear insignificant, but together they form a foundation that determines whether your body ages gracefully or declines too soon. Most people do not know this. Many never hear about it until it is too late. And yet today you will not only hear about it, you will experience the entire story of how 5 small elements woven into a 5-minute morning routine can shape the strength of your muscles, the sharpness of your mind, and the resilience of your heart for decades to come. Let us begin with a question that might already be whispering in your mind. What if the secret to longevity does not lie in expensive treatments or complicated programs, but in the way you start each day? I want to share with you the story of Harold, because his life demonstrates what happens when someone dares to change the beginning of the day. Harold was 68 years old, a retired engineer living in Ohio. For years he carried the quiet burdens of aging, constant fatigue, joints that ached before the morning even began, and medical reports that left him fearing for the future. One day he confessed that he thought he would never see his grandchildren grow beyond childhood. But then something shifted. A neighbor who happened to be a retired physician whispered a suggestion. Try this simple morning routine, just 5 minutes each day. At first Harold laughed. How could 5 minutes undo years of decline? Yet in his own words, he had nothing to lose. So he tried. The change began subtly. He noticed that he woke with more energy. His thoughts felt clearer. His steps grew steadier. 6 months later, the astonishment was not only his own. His doctor reviewed the results and could hardly believe the numbers. Blood pressure normalized. Cholesterol dropped. Even the rhythm of his heart showed new stability on the electrocardiogram. By age 70, Harold felt like a man of 55. He said it was as though life had given him a second chance, and all because of 5 elements that anyone could do at home without cost, without equipment, without difficulty. This story is not rare. It is not an isolated miracle. It is what happens when knowledge meets consistency, and that is exactly what I want you to discover today. But before we dive into the Golden 5, let me pause and ask you something important. You are here listening and searching for ways to improve your health that already makes you different from those who passively accept decline as fate. If you value simple and effective strategies like these, I invite you to support this channel. Click subscribe, activate the notification bell, and give this video a like. It costs nothing, but it gives enormous strength to this community and helps me continue bringing you practical tips that could truly change your life. Now let us move into the first element of this powerful morning ritual. The first element is hydration. When you wake, your body is already in a hidden state of dehydration. You may not feel thirsty yet. During the hours of sleep, you lose nearly half a liter of water simply through breathing and perspiration. Your blood thickens, your circulation slows, and your heart must work harder. That is why strokes and heart attacks strike most often in the first 2 hours after waking, especially for those over 65. But there is a defense, and it is surprisingly simple. Drink water the very moment you open your eyes. Not coffee, not tea, not juice. Pure water. And better yet, water at room temperature with a squeeze of fresh lemon. Cold water shocks the vessels and constricts circulation at the very moment your body needs it most. Room temperature water, on the other hand, dilates the vessels, supports smoother blood flow, and awakens the brain with gentle clarity. The lemon adds vitamin C, potassium, and natural electrolytes. Together they soften the arteries, lower blood pressure, and fight inflammation. It is such a small action, yet when repeated every morning, it rewires the risk of cardiovascular events and creates a shield that medicine alone cannot provide. Drink it within the first minute of waking, and you have already shifted the odds in your favor for the entire day. But water is only the beginning. The second element is movement. Imagine blood pooling in your legs all night as you lie still. When you first rise, the brain is temporarily deprived of oxygen. That is why so many seniors feel dizzy or unstable in the morning. The risk of clots increases, the risk of falls increases, but a single minute of circulation reset changes everything. Stand tall, feet shoulder width apart. Raise your arms above your head as you inhale deeply through the nose. Lower them slowly as you exhale through the mouth. Roll your shoulders backward 5 times, forward 5 times, then lift your heels 10 times, pushing blood upward from the legs toward the heart. This takes less than 60 seconds yet. According to geriatric circulation experts, it can increase blood flow to the brain by more than 40%. 40% more oxygen. 40% more clarity. 40% more life in each thought as the day begins. And remember, these are not theoretical numbers. They are visible improvements measured in labs and confirmed in clinics. Perform this sequence and feel the fog of sleep lift, replaced by a sense of alertness and readiness for the day ahead. Now hydration and circulation prepare the body, but the third element nourishes it. Protein. The aging body enters a catabolic phase in the early morning hours between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. Without protein during this window, the body begins to cannibalize its own muscles for fuel. This process is silent but devastating. Over years, it steals strength, balance, independence, and so the solution is timing. Consume protein within 30 minutes of waking, not just any protein, but 25 to 30 grams of high-quality complete protein. A whey shake, 4 or 5 egg whites with 1 whole egg, Greek yogurt with added protein powder, or for vegetarians, tofu, cottage cheese, or a plant-based blend of pea and rice protein. The form is less important than the timing. Those who adopt this habit lose up to 64% less muscle over 5 years compared to those who wait until later meals. Imagine protecting nearly 2/3 of your strength simply by shifting breakfast. This is the golden window, and too many seniors miss it without realizing what is at stake. Hydration, circulation, protein, 3 steps that already reshape the morning, but the fourth element addresses the joints. After hours of stillness, synovial fluid thickens, joints feel stiff, movements feel rough, and small injuries accumulate into arthritis and degeneration. Yet 90 seconds of mobility exercises reverse the problem. Rotate ankles clockwise and counterclockwise, circle the knees. Lean side to side, twist the torso slowly, roll the shoulders backward. In less than 2 minutes, the fluid warms and lubricates the joints, friction melts away, stiffness dissolves, the body feels younger, and the risk of falls diminishes. Finally comes the fifth element, and perhaps the most crucial of all: mental clarity. For what good is a strong body if the mind cannot enjoy it? Cognitive decline is not inevitable. Science shows that the brain has a golden window in the first half hour after waking, when it is most sensitive to stimulation and capable of forming new connections. The exercise is simple but profound. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and recall yesterday in reverse order. Dinner, then lunch, then breakfast. Conversations, faces, places, moments. As this becomes easier, add more details or go back 2 days instead of 1. This exercise stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the fertilizer of brain cells. It strengthens memory, maintains reflexes, and slows dementia. Just 1 minute daily, and the brain remains 10 to 20 years younger in function. Now let us weave these 5 elements together. Hydration to protect the heart, circulation to energize the brain, protein to guard the muscles, mobility to free the joints, and memory, recall to sharpen the mind. All in 5 minutes, all without equipment or expense, all within your reach tomorrow morning. Some might say it sounds too simple to matter. Yet look at Harold, look at those who have adopted it and now walk with strength, think with clarity, and live with independence into their 80s and 90s. They are proof that simplicity can be powerful. They are proof that life offers second chances when we respect the science of small, consistent habits. Dear friends, as you listen to this, you may be thinking about your own mornings. Do they begin with coffee and stiffness? Or could they begin with life and clarity? The choice is in your hands. I encourage you to take this routine not as a burden but as a gift of 5 minutes that may add years of freedom. And if this message resonated with you, remember to support this community. Subscribe if you have not. Activate the bell so you do not miss the next insight, and share this with someone you love. Because sometimes the smallest share creates the largest change in another person's life. As we reach the end of this journey, I want you to reflect on one truth. Longevity is not written only in genes. It is written in habits. It is written in the way you begin each day. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you will face a choice. Return to the old pattern, or embrace the golden 5. I hope you choose life. I hope you choose strength. I hope you choose clarity, because in the end, aging is not about years passing. It is about moments lived fully. And the morning is where those moments are born. Stay strong, stay curious, and stay alive in every sense of the word. I will see you in the next video where another secret to long life awaits.